This video is brought to you by Arma, who provides top quality supplements to athletes of all kinds. Riders like Nick Way, Chad Reed, Jeremy McGrath use them for pre, during, and post-activity applications. Be sure to head to armasport.com and use the code RACERX. That's R-A-C-E-R-X, no spaces, for 20% off your first order.
Hey everybody, how's it going? You guys have been waiting a long time for this one, right? So you know what this is, the 2021 Honda CRF450R, long awaited. I will have to say that this is the most anticipated bike of the new year. All new machine. When I talk to the Honda guys, I think the only thing that will actually transfer over is the front wheel. Everything else besides the bars and things like that, grips, obviously, will have to be a new part number. So if you got a 2020, you want to know how this thing works, you come to the right spot. So today, we are here at Glen Helen, like I said. I just want to really point out, it's not the roughest Glen Helen that I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, it's an introduction, right? They smooth out the track, they rip it deep. So there is some bumps, but it's not a true chassis and suspension test. This is a brief overview on what it's like so you guys get an idea on what this thing can do if you're interested in buying one. So first things first, what did they change? Like I said, engine changes, swing arm changes, valving in the fork, the length of the fork, triple clamp is different. The whole chassis is different. Everything about this bike is different. So what Honda's goal was is to have a precision cornering machine. And you guys might be sitting there saying, it already corners good, Keefer. Why do they need to corner any better? I don't know. I'm just telling you what they said, okay? So with that, they wanted a bike that can corner well. Let's just say, let's keep it to be one of the best cornering machines, as well as have better straight line stability. I'm all on board on that. Choo-choo, all aboard the straight line stability Honda train. I would love that. That's what I need out of this bike. They wanted more connectivity in 2021. This right here, this is the throttle. That's the rear wheel. They need more connection in that area when you come out of a corner. They want that thing to drive and squat similar to a KTM, right? So these are the things they focused on in 2021. I did ride this thing a little bit before it got here today, and I will tell you it doesn't feel the same from when I rode it. So, what does the engine feel like, Keefer, compared to another Honda? Let's say a 2020 Honda. There is more power, but don't be scared off. To me, in this 2021 package, there is more connectivity. They did do a good job on that, but it's just broader. If you guys are used to using, let's say, third gear, try second on this 2021. It's very long, very usable, not aggressive. Unlike in 2020, when you were in second gear in the corner, it'd want to jerk you all around. This 2021 engine character doesn't do that. Smooth, long, use second gear longer, shift to third, it'll pull it. I just don't think this engine will pull third gear in corners. If you want to go lug it around, if you're a vet guy, you might want to do the Jody and go up one tooth, right? So let's just all agree on that. The thing I like about this engine character, one thing, last year's Honda, very difficult to ride, more of a violent hit, tough to ride when the track is rough and dry, and two, when you're tired. This Honda is much friendlier to the older guy. With guys like Trey Kennard that's here today, he even mentioned when tracks get rough, those guys in the Nationals, they want a smoother roll-on so it's not so touchy and jerky and they can get whiskey throttle. This engine, super connected. One of the most connected engines from mid-range to top end of the 2021 year that I have tried so far. So very good job. It is a quiet motorcycle. It has a different sound than 2020. Obviously, one muffler. Hello. Like, it's going to sound different, right? But it's just really quiet, more like a KTM-ish. So you get that feeling of, man, the thing doesn't have a lot of bottom end, but yet you're hooking up. Similar to a KTM. So if you guys are coming off older Hondas, you will notice less excitement and a broader but yet smoother power. So overall, very good. To talk about the hydraulic clutch, you guys watched these videos before. I'm 50-50. I'm a cable guy, I'm a hydraulic clutch guy. It doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is, in a long moto, having it not go away. And not having to adjust this sucker as you feed it out of a corner is very nice. I rode about 20 minutes today. It's 100 degrees, no fade, the adjustment's the same. I like it. What I also like about this clutch is how long the pull is, the throw. It's very linear, it's not on off. I would say the Kawasaki is a little bit harder to manage on the lever than this Honda. So kudos to the guys over at Honda for developing a good hydraulic clutch that actually connects you to the rear wheel. Because sometimes when you have a hydraulic clutch, man, it's tough to do a start. I did a few starts today, very good, so I'm on board with that. Let's talk about the chassis. This is the important piece, the puzzle to this bike. I mentioned this to Trey Kennard today. I get glimpses of happiness when I rode a Honda. Like, you will have some portions of the track where you're just like, this is the best day ever. I love this bike. If I can marry this bike, I would take its last name. And then there's other parts of the track where you're just like, get this thing away from me. But yet you go home, and those glimpses of hope that Honda gives you in those areas of the track make you keep coming back. So here I am, I'm coming back, right? Those glimpses of negativity were in the chassis for me last year. They have improved that. There's more hope for you guys out there that want a calmer chassis. Basically, where I notice it where it's calm is right when you get off throttle and you're coming into area 1 of the corner. I get a little less busy feeling, oversteer feeling, when you lead into area 1 and area 2 of the corner. That is improved. However, you still will have a slightly firmer feel than, let's say, a Kawasaki or a Yamaha. It still feels like a Honda, just a little bit of a friendlier version, right? So you got your crazy wild friend, right? 2020 chassis. Now this 2021 chassis is that calmer, friendlier, older friend that you like to hang out more with, right? Straight line stability is a little bit more planted in 2021. That harsh feeling rear end when you hit those acceleration bumps, a little bit calmer. I'm not saying it's like a Kawasaki, but it is in the right direction for Honda. Superb precision cornering, still has that. To me, is even better. Lightweight feeling side to side. I don't know if Simon's getting me rocking, but that sideways, lightweight change of direction is easier. That 5 pounds, 4 pounds or so that Honda lost, that's where it's felt for me, is that side to side flickability, changing directions, getting out of a blown out rut. Those areas, much lighter feeling. Slimmer as well. So moving on from the chassis to the ergonomics a little bit, slimmer feel, flatter surface for me. I don't feel like I'm in it so much as I am on top of it now. So I like that. And overall, just a friendlier version of a chassis you guys kind of already know, right? Just like your buddy. Suspension, it's soft, straight up. I feel like Honda may have missed the mark a little bit in the suspension department. It's a little bit too soft for me. I'm 170 pounds. Even when I'm not riding aggressive, it has a lot of dive. So for those of you guys out there getting this machine, do yourself a favor, break it in, but you might want to go 2 to 3 clicks in on the fork, on the compression, and then open that rebound out 1 click. That'll kind of help you with a little less decel pitch, but then when you come into the corner, it's not going to stick down. It'll kind of open up and free up. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I've had another guy try this setting as well, and he felt like he was even heavier. He's like 185 pounds, and he thought that was a better direction. 105 millimeters on the sag. Shock, I still went in a little bit, go 2 clicks in. I left the rebound down just stock. So overall, I just feel like it could go a little bit firmer, but I understand why Honda goes that direction. They want a more of a plush feel. They have a stiffer natured chassis, even though it is better in 2021, but the bike has to move underneath you to get traction. So overall, soft. I think when it breaks in a little bit more, 5, 6, 7 hours, it might be too soft for me. I might want to try spring up. So that's something I'll try later on down the road. Now, a negative for me today was ECU settings. It's really tough to dial in ECU settings. Map 1, Very low RPM was a little bit dirty. And for those of you guys out there who don't know what dirty means, dirty is like a rich feeling on very low RPM. So if I'm rolling my corners nice and smooth in area 2 in that middle part of the corner, I feel a little disconnection because it kind of has a little rich feel. Map 2, same thing. Map 3 is where I rode this bike today. Usually I do not like Map 3 because it's very aggressive. Although aggressive, much cleaner, easier to ride. So I stayed in Map 3, and there is distinct differences between maps. Map 1, Map 2, Map 3. This whole cluster on the handlebar that Simon will zone in on this thing here in a minute, it's very easy to use. It's color coordinated. It has each specific thing that you need to do, traction control, map, and then you have your engine kill button, your starters over here. So, and even the starters recessed, I like that. Overall, the cluster is very easy to use. The starting device they call the Start Assist. I don't know the full name for it, but the Start Assist button, haven't really messed with that yet today. I'll try that later on down the road, but for me, I want to give you guys a feeling of what this Honda is about. Like I said, this is the most anticipated machine in 2021. Overall, Honda improved their bike for 2021. I would venture to say, even the bikes that I have rode so far, this is the most improved machine. I know that's not saying much because a lot of these bikes haven't changed that much. This has, but in shootouts, I would assume this bike would go up in the ranks because it is a better Honda. Easier to control, mellower to ride, and just overall lightweight feel is better. So a lot of categories that Honda did, they went in the right direction. I still need to work on some ECU settings, so hopefully I can get those worked out here in the future and try to break in this thing a little bit more. But I had a great time. You guys can watch the video. You guys can tell when you feel comfortable on a bike, you just look good. And I feel like I've watched myself enough on these videos that I know what I don't feel comfortable on and what I do, and I feel like I feel comfortable on this Honda. Another thing I want to mention about the rider triangle, Honda has the best ergos in the business. When you sit on a Honda, it just feels good. Even other guys from other manufacturers will say this as well. They didn't screw that up. It is a flatter surface. Like I said, on top, you sit more on top. But overall, the new bar bend that they have, the fat bar, it's just a really nice feeling. When I get on the bike, I can corner it. I can get up far on the tank. I can lean back. I just feel like it's a natural home for me, and I'm 6 foot. Another cool thing, obviously you guys know Yoshimura is a big sponsor of the race team. They already have their mufflers out and ready to go for you guys when you get these suckers. And I know how you guys are. You guys get a brand new bike, you complain about $10,000, but yet you're spending $1,000, $1,500 on a Yosh pipe. I get it, I understand you. I see you guys out there. Those are available as well. You can hit up Yoshimura for that. It's gonna be fun to ride for a while. There's gonna be more information on racerxonline.com about this bike. And of course, you guys got any questions about this, and I'm sure you do, trust me, Kris at KeeferInkTesting.com. I will help you out as much as I can. And man, I can't wait to ride this thing more, get some more reliability thoughts on what's going on here, because a lot of things have changed internally. So reliability is important when you're spending $10,000 on a motorcycle. There is a Works edition coming, but we won't get those for another month or two. So look on the racerxonline.com for that. But in the meantime, go subscribe to Racer X magazine, the publication. It's a great magazine. It's fun to read. Even the ads are cool. That's what I look forward to, the ads, all colorful and new things that I don't really see anywhere else. So Racer X publication, go check it out. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.